There is something you did today, something you probably did yesterday and the day before that is slowly, silently destroying your ability to perform in the bedroom. And the worst part, you don't even know you're doing it. I've sat across from hundreds of men in my clinic. Strong men, successful men, men who look perfectly healthy from the outside. And every single one of them had the same look on their face when I told them the truth. Shock. Because the thing that was killing their sexual performance wasn't some rare condition. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't age. It was something they were choosing every single day without realizing the damage it was causing. And if you're watching this right now, there is a very good chance you're doing it too. I'm going to show you exactly what it is, why it's destroying your performance, and most importantly, how to stop it. But I need you to stay with me until the end, because the mistake I'm going to reveal is one most men dismiss immediately, and that dismissal is exactly why they keep suffering. Don't be that man. Keep watching. My name is Dr. Julia Rhodes. I'm a certified men's sex therapist with over a decade of clinical experience, and my entire career has been built around one singular mission: helping men and their partners reclaim their sexual health, restore their confidence, and rebuild the kind of intimacy that actually lasts. I've worked with men in their 30s who felt like their bodies had already given up on them. Men in their 50s who had quietly accepted a diminished sex life because nobody ever gave them real answers. Couples on the edge of breaking apart because of something nobody in that relationship knew how to talk about. What I've learned in over 10 years of practice is this: most men are not suffering because something is permanently broken. They are suffering because nobody has ever sat them down and told them the truth about what their daily habits are doing to their body. That is what this channel is for. This is your safe space. No shame, no judgment, just science, honesty, and real solutions that work in the real world. Before I get into the 7 mistakes, and trust me, some of these are going to surprise you, I need you to do one quick thing. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications. It takes 3 seconds. Every single week, I publish new videos on men's sexual health, performance, and well-being. Real information, evidence-based, no fluff. The men in this community are getting real results, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. Subscribe, hit the bell, and let's get into this, because what you're about to hear could genuinely change the trajectory of your health and your relationships. Now, here's what we're covering today. I'm going to walk you through 7 daily mistakes, 7 things that are so deeply woven into the average man's routine that they've become invisible. And because they're invisible, they keep doing damage for years, sometimes decades, before a man finally connects the dots. I want you to do something for me as we go through each one. Don't watch this like it's about someone else. Watch it like it's about you. Because statistically, at least 2 or 3 of these mistakes apply to your life right now. Be honest with yourself. That honesty is the first step toward fixing this. Let's start with mistake number 1. Mistake number 1, smoking. Mistake number 1 is smoking. And before you skip past this one because you think you already know, stay with me. Because most men know smoking is bad. What they don't know is exactly how it destroys sexual performance at the biological level. And once you understand the mechanism, you will never look at a cigarette the same way again. Here is the single most important thing to understand about erections. They are entirely a blood flow event. When you're aroused, blood rushes into the erectile tissue of the penis, fills it up, and an erection occurs. That's it. The whole process depends on your blood vessels being healthy, flexible, and responsive. Smoking attacks that system directly. Every cigarette you smoke introduces chemicals that damage the inner lining of your blood vessels, causing them to narrow, stiffen, and lose elasticity over time. The vessels that are supposed to deliver blood to your penis are being slowly choked. Men who smoke face roughly double the risk of developing erectile dysfunction compared to non-smokers. Not a small increase, double. And here's what most men never think about. Even in the short term, every single cigarette temporarily restricts blood flow throughout your body. Which means that even tonight, smoking is blunting the quality of your erections, making them softer, shorter lasting, harder to achieve. The good news is that your body starts healing the moment you quit. Blood vessels begin to recover. Blood flow improves. Men who stop smoking report noticeable improvements in their erections within just a few months. Your body wants to heal. You just have to stop poisoning it. The fix. Talk to your doctor about a cessation plan. Patches, therapy, medication, the tools exist. Use them, because your sex life is worth more than a habit. Mistake number 2, excessive alcohol. Mistake number 2 is excessive alcohol, and I want to be upfront with you. I'm not here to tell you that you can never enjoy a drink. A glass of wine, a beer with friends, that is not the issue. The issue is what happens when drinking becomes a pattern, when the amounts creep up, and when your body starts paying the price. Alcohol is a central nervous system depressant. That means it slows down the signals your brain sends to the rest of your body, including the signals responsible for triggering and maintaining an erection. This is why alcohol-induced erectile failure is a well-documented, real phenomenon. It's not weakness, it's chemistry. But the acute effect is only half the story. The deeper damage is what chronic heavy drinking does to your testosterone levels over time. Testosterone is the core hormone behind your sex drive, your energy, your confidence, and your ability to perform. Alcohol, consumed regularly and in large amounts, suppresses testosterone production at the hormonal level. The more you drink chronically, the more you are systematically dismantling your own hormonal health. Research shows that sexual dysfunction affects more than 60% of men who are alcohol dependent. Of those men, more than a third specifically report difficulty achieving an erection. That is not a small number. That is a majority. Here is the painful irony I see in my practice all the time. Men start drinking to ease performance anxiety. It loosens them up, quiets the fear. But over time, the drinking becomes the very thing causing the performance problems. And now they need more alcohol to cope with the problem that the alcohol is creating. It's a trap, and recognizing it is the only way out. The fix. Keep it to 1 or 2 drinks maximum on any given day. Build in alcohol-free days every week. And if you're drinking to manage anxiety around intimacy, please address that anxiety directly, because there are far more effective, far less destructive tools available to you. Mistake number 3, eating a poor diet. Mistake number 3 is something that builds quietly, slowly, and with devastating consequences. A consistently poor diet. I want you to think of your sexual performance as a direct mirror of your cardiovascular health, because that is exactly what it is. Healthy heart, healthy blood vessels, good blood flow, good sexual performance. It is that direct. Now ask yourself, what is your diet actually doing to your cardiovascular system right now? If your daily meals are built around processed foods, refined carbohydrates, fast food, sugary drinks, and excess sodium, the answer is this: it is slowly destroying it. Refined carbohydrates repeatedly spike your blood sugar, creating a cycle of insulin resistance and vascular stress that reduces the quality of blood flow throughout your entire body, including the blood flow responsible for your erections. High sodium raises blood pressure, damaging the delicate inner walls of blood vessels. Saturated fats contribute to the buildup of plaque inside your arteries, a condition called atherosclerosis. Here is something most men don't know, and it's one of the most important things I can tell you. The arteries that supply the penis are among the smallest arteries in the entire body, which means they get blocked first. Erectile dysfunction is clinically recognized as one of the earliest warning signs of cardiovascular disease. Your penis is telling you what your heart hasn't yet found the language for. The fix: move toward a Mediterranean-style diet. Leafy greens, colorful vegetables, fatty fish, whole grains, legumes, olive oil, avocado. These foods actively repair blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and support healthy testosterone. This isn't just advice for your heart, it is a direct prescription for your erections. Mistake number 4, neglecting sleep. Mistake number 4 is one that modern culture has completely normalized, and that normalization is quietly costing men their sexual health every single night. The mistake is neglecting sleep. We live in a world that treats sleep deprivation like a symbol of productivity. Men brag about running on 4 or 5 hours. They wear exhaustion like a badge. But here is what that badge is actually costing them. The majority of your daily testosterone production happens while you sleep, specifically during deep REM sleep cycles. When you consistently cut your sleep short, or when your sleep is disrupted by conditions like sleep apnea or insomnia, your body simply does not have the time or the biological environment to produce adequate testosterone. Low testosterone means reduced sex drive. It means weaker erections. It means fatigue, mood disruption, and a general loss of the vitality that makes a man want to engage with intimacy in the first place. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it dismantles the hormonal foundation of your sexual health night by night. Men with obstructive sleep apnea, where breathing repeatedly stops during sleep, are at particularly high risk because their bodies are robbed of the deep sleep stages where testosterone regeneration actually occurs. Many of these men have no idea they have the condition. They just know that they wake up exhausted and their sex life has quietly collapsed. The fix: 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is not optional. It is a biological requirement. Prioritize your sleep environment. Consistent bedtime, dark room, no screens in the hour before bed. And if you snore heavily or wake up feeling like you never slept at all, get tested for sleep apnea. Treating it can produce dramatic improvements in testosterone levels and sexual performance. Mistake number 5, chronic stress. Mistake number 5 sits at the root of more cases of sexual dysfunction than almost anything else I see in my practice. And that is living with unmanaged chronic stress. I want to explain what stress does to your body hormonally, because once you understand this, the connection to sexual performance becomes impossible to ignore. When your body experiences stress, it releases a hormone called cortisol. In short bursts, real emergencies, physical threats, cortisol is your ally. But when you are chronically stressed, financial pressure, work overwhelm, relationship tension, health anxiety, your body stays flooded with cortisol around the clock. And here is the critical thing. Cortisol and testosterone are in direct competition. When cortisol is chronically elevated, it actively suppresses testosterone production. Your body, believing it's under constant threat, prioritizes survival over reproduction. It is not interested in your sex life when it thinks you're fighting for your life. Chronic stress also causes blood vessels to constrict throughout the body. Tighter vessels, reduced blood flow, weaker erections, or none at all. And then there is the psychological feedback loop, one of the most painful things I witness in my clinic. A man is stressed, he can't perform. That failure creates shame and more anxiety, which makes the next attempt even more loaded with pressure, which makes failure even more likely. The cycle feeds itself. Men suffer in silence for years inside that loop, not realizing that it is completely breakable, but only if they address the stress, not just the symptom. The fix. You need active stress management, not passive. Exercise, therapy, breath work, genuine rest. These are not soft suggestions. They are clinical interventions with documented physiological effects. If performance anxiety has become part of your loop, please reach out. This is exactly what I work with men on, and recovery is absolutely possible. Mistake number 6, sedentary lifestyle. Mistake number 6 has one of the most powerful, most immediate fixes of anything on this list, and that is living a sedentary lifestyle. If the majority of your day is spent sitting at a desk, in a car, on a couch, your cardiovascular system is quietly weakening. Your circulation is slowing. Nitric oxide production, which is the chemical signal that tells blood vessels to relax and expand, is declining. And everything we've discussed in this video depends on a robust, responsive cardiovascular system. Exercise is the single most evidence-backed, non-pharmaceutical intervention for improving erectile function. Let me say that plainly. Regular cardiovascular exercise can reverse mild to moderate erectile dysfunction without pills, without procedures, without prescriptions. Just consistent, deliberate movement. Here is what exercise does for your sexual health simultaneously. It raises testosterone naturally, reduces cortisol, improves sleep quality, strengthens blood vessel function, increases nitric oxide production, supports healthy weight management, and boosts confidence and mood. There is no single drug on the market that does all of those things at once, but exercise does. And for men specifically, pelvic floor exercises are a game changer that almost nobody talks about. These are the muscles directly involved in achieving and sustaining erections. Strengthening them through regular, targeted exercise produces significant improvements in erectile function. And I will be doing a dedicated video on exactly how to do this. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. The fix. 30 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise 4 to 5 days a week. Walk, swim, cycle, run, whatever you will actually do consistently. Add strength training 2 to 3 times per week. Start today, not next Monday, today. Mistake number 7, obesity and ignoring your weight. Mistake number 7 ties almost everything we've talked about today into one devastating package, and that is carrying excess body weight and doing nothing about it. I want to be very clear up front. This is not about aesthetics. This is not a conversation about how you look or what size clothes you wear. This is purely about what excess body fat, particularly the visceral fat that accumulates around your midsection, does to your hormonal and cardiovascular health. Excess visceral fat actively converts testosterone into estrogen through a biological process called aromatization. The more belly fat you carry, the more of your testosterone is being converted into estrogen, reducing your sex drive, weakening your erections, and draining the energy and drive that make you feel like yourself. The numbers are staggering. Research shows that the prevalence of low testosterone in men with obesity ranges from 20% to as high as 64%. Nearly 2/3 of obese men may have clinically low testosterone, and most of them have never been told that their weight is the reason. Beyond the hormonal damage, excess weight strains the cardiovascular system, raising blood pressure, worsening cholesterol levels, and degrading the very blood vessel function that sexual performance depends on. Every one of the previous 6 mistakes is amplified by carrying excess weight. And conversely, addressing your weight amplifies the benefit of every other change you make. The fix: no crash diets, no extreme programs. Start with the improvements we've already covered: better nutrition, consistent exercise, quality sleep, and stress management. These changes compound. As your lifestyle improves, your weight normalizes, your testosterone rises, your cardiovascular system strengthens, and your sexual performance responds in kind. Work with a doctor or nutritionist if you need support. Progress is what matters, not perfection. Let's bring it all together. The 7 daily mistakes that destroy sexual performance in men are smoking, excessive alcohol, a poor diet full of processed and refined foods, neglecting your sleep, living with unmanaged chronic stress, staying sedentary, and carrying excess body weight while ignoring it. None of these are mysterious. None of them require expensive treatments or prescriptions to start addressing. Every single one is within your control, beginning today with your very next decision. Here is what I need you to understand above everything else. Erectile dysfunction is not just a bedroom problem. It is a whole body health signal. Your body is communicating something important to you. And the men who listen, the men who take that signal seriously and take action, are the ones who transform not just their sexual performance, but their energy, their confidence, their relationships, and their entire quality of life. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. You just needed someone to tell you the truth, and now you have it. Now here is what I want you to do right now. Not later, right now. First, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. I publish new videos every week packed with real, practical information on men's sexual health. Information that your doctor might not be telling you. Information that can genuinely change how you feel, how you perform, and how you show up for the people you love. Second, drop a comment right now and tell me which of these 7 mistakes resonates most with where you are right now. Be honest. This is a safe space. And your comment might be the exact thing another man in this community needs to read to take his first step. Third, share this video. Send it to a friend, a brother, a partner. You never know who in your life is quietly struggling and has no idea that the answers exist. You could literally change someone's life today just by hitting share. And if you are ready to go deeper, if you want personalized support, a structured plan, and real guidance built specifically around your situation, check the link in the description below. I've created something for the men in this community, and I think it's going to be exactly what you need. I'm Dr. Julia Rhodes. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. Take care of yourselves because you absolutely deserve to.